All right, cool. What's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Cool. So we appreciate y'all pulling up. Of course, my name is Darren Anderson, founder of Skyhouse Media and co-host with Innovators Circle.
My name is Nate Robert Eze, founder of Vision Interactive and Render Vision, co-host of Open Doors and Innovators Circle.
Yes, sir. So, of course, we appreciate everybody pulling up today. We have a very important topic to speak about amongst everybody. So the topic is entrepreneurial confidence. So when we're talking about the foundation of any business, any endeavor, even in our careers, we all know how important personal confidence is. But when we are in business, it's like a whole nother level that we have to kind of pull out of ourselves in order to get that. But yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and get started with everything. And yeah, if y'all want to connect with us, these are our QR codes right here that'll tap into each of our businesses, and we'll also have it at the end of the presentation as well.
Yeah. But yeah, when we're talking about confidence, it's not just, within yourself, it's also what comes out. So if you're confident within yourself, within your abilities, within your business, it'll show when you're talking to clients, when you're talking to prospective, either employees or people you want to work with. It's a great thing to actually have. And so that's why we decided to have this conversation on entrepreneurial confidence today.
Yes, sir. So yeah, everything that Nate said, I know for myself, one thing that I wanted to be very intentional about sharing is before I got on the entrepreneurial journey and took that leap of faith, there were some things I had to work on personally, because I knew that, okay, if I bring this current me into the business world, I'm not going to be good for myself or my clients or my team. So with that being said, I'm like, all right, cool. Took some time to really go to counseling, all that good stuff, and really break down some personal things, right? And with that being said, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I know that I'm more comfortable and confident to be at a space to where, hey, let's start running this business how it needs to be ran. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I know there's a stigma, not so much anymore, around counseling and things like that. But especially when you're talking about the foundation of your business and some things that you may want to handle and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
So,
And also another thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that there are two parts of entrepreneurial confidence, right? There's a part that comes from digging within, working on yourself, working on, your mentality and all those things. But then there's also the competence piece as well. When you understand your product, you understand the service that you're offering and everything around that, and you understand your client, that also gives you another layer of confidence as well. So,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So to go in what we will be sharing tonight, so we got a slight exercise for y'all. We'll go over that in a minute. But we also have a special guest speaker. We got our guy Kyle King in the back. Shout out, Kyle. Yes, sir. And Kyle has a full presentation for you guys around entrepreneurial confidence. And side note, because he wasn't going to mention it, this brother just launched their team website tonight, or this morning, actually, correct, yes. And remind me of the name of the website? The Writer. Okay, all right, for sure. Yes, sir. But yeah, so look forward to that. Any authors in the room? Anybody? Okay, for sure. So Kyle is definitely a brother that y'all want to speak with and just overall connect with, for sure. So yeah.
awesome. So Kyle's going to be talking to us. We got the guest speaker session, and then after that, we're going to do an exercise hosted by Kyle. And lastly, we're going to end it off with a group discussion. I always love the group discussions because we, get to talk and ask questions and really get into the deep of it all. And then lastly, we're going to just close and talk and recap about everything.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Okay.
It's like, okay, cool. So, who likes exercises? Anybody? No? Okay, cool. We're going to make y'all do one anyways. So, the exercise is confidence reflection. We're going to go through the instructions real quick. Then y'all going to get up on y'all feet, or y'all don't have to. But y'all can, look to each other and stuff like that, Find a partner. take turns asking and answering a confidence-related question. So, for example, what is one accomplishment that you were proud of, and how did it boost your confidence? And then going on from there, of course, asking the question, vice versa. Provide feedback though. So when this person shares that information, what is some supportive feedback that, they be made like, okay, cool, you know what, I definitely appreciate it. I wasn't looking at it from that angle type deal, And after that, switch roles, and yeah, if anybody wants to share their results, love to listen or love to hear from y'all. So yeah, we got, how much time you want to put on the clock?
I would say let's put 5 minutes on the clock.
5 minutes on the clock. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock it in real quick. All right, y'all, so we got 5 minutes. So I want y'all to connect with somebody around y'all, and we're gonna get this started. Bet.
You want to be my partner, bro?
Yeah, I got you, yeah, already. So yeah, bro.
So
yeah.
My confidence question to you is, what's one thing that you've done to scale your business?
Bruh.
Let's move away from this one so we can.
I would say, you got a chair?
Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna steal your chair.
To scale, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you've done within the past month that you have seen that gives a boost to your business from a revenue standpoint? Like, what's one thing that you've seen I'm gonna say in the past few months that has brought a revenue boost to your company?
Bro, I would say operations all day, bro. So with the operations side, like really dialing in on that, revisiting books such as Traction, you feel me? So, because I'm like, bro, like, I'm at a point now where I don't even want to edit videos.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I want to just facilitate the project so that we can scale more and more, you feel me? So, after adding our editor, bro, man, bro in there teaching me stuff, I'm like, bro, you got it.
You got it,
feel
do
me,
it.
bro?
Yeah,
do your thing,
yeah,
you
you
feel
got
me?
it, yeah.
So that's one thing I would say, bro.
I love that, man. Like, honestly, as you grow and build your business, bro, it's gonna be important for you to like start, passing some of that stuff off. Because I feel like you got confidence from the competence in that case. You know what I'm saying? You read those books. You've done the first part of it, right? You've done the building the business, building the system. You've brought the people. Now it's time to do the second portion of that, which is actually delegating the job to them, trusting them to do it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Bro, trusting them to do it, bro.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one thing I would say to that as well is like, bro, like knowing what tasks they need to do. Like, bro, like I got a team member on operations, dog, bro. I'd be lying if I said I knew like what she needs to do every week. You feel me? But that's just like, I'm sure I know for a fact that as we grow, that'll become more clear. But yeah, bro. So that's something I definitely need to dive in more. You feel me? Now, one thing I would ask you, bro, is what is one thing, like, let's say within this past year, with you being in Charlotte, North Carolina, that you have seen a tremendous increase in your business just by being in a different space?
I would say one of the things that I've seen has been a tremendous difference from being in a different space is getting a chance to really lock in. Like, and when I say lock in, it seems like monk mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can actually isolate myself, not in a bad way, but in a good way, and really focus. You know what I'm saying? Focus on building systems.
Yes.
Focus on, building out workflows and things that make the company grow. Building out, like, just connections, you know what I'm saying, with people online and stuff like that. But do you mean like, community-wise, or do you mean like in the business, actually?
I would say in the business, bro, because one thing that I was reading up on is like, bro, like you were saying, when you transition to a different space, like you move to a whole other state type thing, like you were saying, distractions are eliminated.
They're gone, bro. So you really get a chance to spend time with your business and really look at it for what it is. Because like in Indy, I have the excuse of, I'm from here. So I can build connections, I can build things around the business that's like based on like my geography, based on like where I'm at. But here, it's like, yo, I'm on an island, so I have to build something like on this island. You know what I'm saying? And so the other part of that is like connecting with people, you know what I'm saying, and being able to understand other, like meeting you, bro. Like that's been huge because I can see you building your business and stuff like that. I can stay accountable to you. We can talk, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, we're about 30 seconds in. But nah, man.
One thing I like though is you can tell people are really interacting during this exercise. You feel me?
And I think one of the reasons is because we're showing them how we're showing them.
True. I ain't even think about that.
So
I think
it's
Bryce
leading
trying to.
my example.
Let me get bro. Let me see. Shoot me y'all, bro. Yo. What's good, bro?
You want to go ahead and yeah. I'm gonna connect you to yeah. Excuse me, brother.
It's like we in here anyways. Yeah. Everything good though, bro? How you living, man? Yes, sir. Everything's good, bro.
So I'm gonna connect
we're just wrapping
you
up an
over here.
exercise. So we're about to get back started. Let's see, excuse me, bro. That's why
I think him and I are just gonna sit right there. Yeah, you can. Oh, you got the what's it called? Oh, nice.
Alright. Bet. Cool. Yo, clap once if you can hear me. Clap once if you can hear me. Yo. Let me see. I can't yell too loud right now. Yo. Hey, can y'all hear me? All right, y'all can hear me now? Y'all can hear me slightly? All right, cool. So, we need 3 people. Or let's say 3 groups. So who wants to share? What we got? Anybody? Because we'll pick on somebody. We don't want to pick on nobody. We'd rather y'all volunteer. Go ahead. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
We both discussed that the thing that made us confident was doing our own businesses and kind of trying our best to do what we're passionate about and putting that as a priority. So both of our accomplishments are pretty similar.
I ended up 2 years ago. I left my 9 to 5 and I started doing digital creation full time as well as makeup artist. And I didn't really have a plan, but it's 2 years and I'm still here. So
Yeah. Heck yeah, that's a bless. Heck yeah. Cool. We appreciate y'all. And for the audience, introduce yourself.
So I'm John. Do you want me to say anything or do you want me to describe?
Yeah, go ahead and throw something in there, yeah.
Okay. So I'm in digital marketing as well as I do have my own business that I just started this year, which I'm pretty excited about. It has to do with fashion, styling, and email management, virtual assistant all together. But yeah.
Word. Appreciate that. And you said Taylor? Yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
and I am a digital creator and makeup artist.
Solid. Appreciate y'all. And who else we got? We need 2 more groups. Go ahead. Then we got y'all. Yep.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiara. I'm an esthetician and I also have a background in tech and SAP consulting, things of that nature. So my partner was Rod here and we talked about our biggest inspirations for confidence. And he said LeBron James, totally understandable. And I had 2, back when Kanye, was Kanye. And Monique, I can't remember her last name, but who runs My L Organics. Yeah, because I've been watching her from like the ground level, so to see where she is now, so inspiring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Solid. And Rod, did you have anything to share to that point? Okay. All right. Bet. All right. Cool. So we need 1 more group. Victoria, did you want to go? Yeah.
So my name is Victoria, and I actually work and operate a business doing interior design and home organization. And my partner was Jasmine. And our question that we thought of together was, what are 2 things that make you different or separate you in your fields of work? And Jasmine said that one of her things was really paying attention to her client and not being so focused on like the financial benefit, but what people really need, and taking the time to build the personal connection.
Beautiful.
That's nice. I like that. And Jasmine, did you have anything to add to that?
explain your
Good?
yeah.
Okay.
Was there like
Nah, that's it. Just want to see if you throw something in there. But yes, so appreciate y'all for participating in that exercise. So we are going to transition now to the brother Kyle King, and he has a beautiful presentation right here. So yes, my dog Kyle.
Time to take some
somewhere.
notes.
I don't know where yet, but yeah. So one thing that one thing that I didn't mention is the writer's game. So that is what just dropped like earlier today. So for our authors, go through there. Aspiring authors, go through there. And even if it's like, man, I don't really care about writing a book, who knows? You might visit this website and be like, all right, cool. I need to consult Kyle. You know. But Kyle, yeah, bro. So it's on you, bro.
So quick clarification, because I know what type of room that I'm in, and y'all need social proof. The Writers Game relaunched this morning because I sold the company, and it's no longer mine. So as of 6 months from today, I will no longer have operational control of the organization, so we have to relaunch because I work for them now. Okay? So we're going to talk about today a lot of different things in regards to entrepreneurial confidence. But I have a question. If your voice stopped working and your heart stopped beating, what have you built that can speak for you?
It's deep.
See, a lot of us don't really understand that we're building businesses without the end in mind. We're waking up every day, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on social media, and we're focusing on revenue-generating activity, but not generational activity. So in the conversation that we're going to have today, I want to debunk a lot of the different myths that we talk about in entrepreneurship because, like you, I've been at every level of entrepreneurship. I've started companies, I've built them, I've sold them, and now I'm in the position of now acquiring companies in the future. So we're going to talk about today one thing. Why do businesses crash? Okay? Because a lot of us are in these seats today, but we weren't always this driven entrepreneur with entrepreneurial confidence. And the reality of it is confidence, in my opinion, is simply an emotion. And in my deeper opinion, confidence isn't enough. And I know today's topic is confidence, and I know we all want to be confident when we're showing up, but there's a lot of people that were confident getting in the ring with Mike Tyson that didn't have the skill. There were a lot of people, y'all mentioned LeBron earlier, there's a lot of people that are confident that they will win or be able to defend him, but he'll still drive them and give them 40 points a night. So preparation beats out confidence every single time. So how do we as entrepreneurs throughout this conversation prepare ourselves first, but then also prepare our businesses in a way where we're not just confident, but we're prepared and we're creating opportunities for the next generation. So, where do we start with this ideology of confidence? And you'll be able to access today's presentation at thewritersgame.com. Let's work together. I know a conversation, a question that I always get is, where can I get the slides? Where can I get the slides? So you'll be able to go to that on your time. But we always begin with the first pillar being you have to be a reputable specialist. See, a lot of us in this room, we're operating in businesses because we're passionate about what we're doing. We created graphics on Canva and we believe we're a digital marketer. We got one client to do something, which was one of our friends, and now we believe we're a business coach. And the reality of it is that you need to stay in your lane. You need to stay in your lane. So the biggest thing is I want to ask everybody today is what are you an actual expert in? Like if you were in the room with all of the digital marketers, would you really be able to stand out with an Alex Hormozy or Gary Vee or people in my network? If you were an actual business coach, do you really have the proven success and track record and results that make me want to hire you and pay you $10,000, $20,000 to drive my company forward? Because let's debunk this myth. Scaling a company is not scaling to six figures. Scaling an organization is being able to have automated systems, a team, and processes in place that drive past $1 million a year. Not only in revenue, but also in ARR, which is annual recurring revenue a year. So y'all write that down. So what are you an actual expert in? What do you have education in, experience in? What do you have proven results in? And oftentimes the thing that we're an expert in, we don't feel confident enough to build a business in that area. The reason that I built the writer's game is because I was a published author with 5 books. My first book made 20 grand in 30 days, and I had the results. But at that moment, I was in education. COVID happened, and 3 years later, we sold the company because I was operating in expertise and not in confidence. So I want you to take 60 seconds to really write down 3 things that you know a lot about that you can challenge people on, and people would be willing to pay you $20,000, $30,000 for. We're not talking about low-ticket offers today. $20,000, $30,000, what could somebody potentially pay you to do? Is this write contracts? Is this coach them in a specific area? What are you certified in, and what can you be an authority in? When we think about what we're an authority in, I want to bring up a book that I live by. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And it's a book I definitely recommend that everybody get. And it talks about this ideology at the beginning of the book. If you're chasing 2 rabbits at the same time, you're not going to end up chasing or catching either one of them. And that's how a lot of people in this room are operating in their businesses. You're a digital marketer and you offer ads, websites, content creation, social media management, and all of these different things as a solo entrepreneur. That's not how you build a scalable business. We had at the Writer's Game a suite of probably 10 products, but the reality of it is that 85% of our revenue came from one. A $12,500 product. So why am I putting resources and hiring people to handle the fulfillment and the experience of the other products if 85% of our revenue is coming from one, which is a high-ticket offer? So what is the one thing that you can do as you thought about what you're an expert in that you can focus in and nail down and build the processes, build the systems, and be able to build the validation from that will allow you to transform that specific client? Even if you have a nonprofit organization, you don't need 8 different programs, you need one. When we look at companies like an Apple or like a Target or Amazon, when you really break down their businesses, the majority of their revenue comes from 2 or 3 product lines. And then everything else is continuing to support the operations and growth of the business. When we understand what we are an actual specialist in, and we all understand what a specialist is. Like if you have a heart disease, you're not going to a general doctor. You're not going to the family physician. You're going to a specialist in that specific arena. When we understand what we're a specialist in, it's important for us to define your problem, your person, and your process. I want y'all to say that after me. Your problem, your process, and your person. All right? So what is the one problem that you are motivated into solving based upon your expertise? I'm not saying all of these different problems, nor what I've learned when I'm having these conversations with entrepreneurs, you're framing problems as solutions. Like, I want to help people with identity. Like, what does that mean? What are you solving? What is the problem? Can I get a volunteer really quickly? Whoever's first, put your hand up.
What are you asking about?
Before we commit,
Can I get a volunteer? All right, what is a problem that you're solving in your business?
I was just about to ask the question.
Better question. I'm going to reframe it for everybody. What is a problem that you're motivated to solve? Something that you recognize, and this is how I got to this, something that aggravates you, something that you see in the world or in industries that frustrates you, something that you find yourself always talking about, something that you find yourself researching in your free time. If you don't have it, I can call on him as well. But I want you to say what you got, because I feel like you got something.
Yeah, I do have something, because like I'm in the process of figuring out who I am.
Okay.
So you asked that question of what is your expertise? I don't know, because I am in the midst is I don't know a specific process in figuring out what I like and, you know, what I can, like, what I already have the knowledge of. I really don't know. Like, a lot of people tell me, oh, you're good at this, but I don't have that confidence in myself to be like, okay, I can teach you this, I'm solving this problem, this person, this process.
Okay.
So that's probably my question.
Remind me to come back around to you later, because I might have something to help. Okay? Trey.
The black wealth gap is a big problem that like just gets me going. I'm like researching things. How can we solve that problem?
Okay. So once we identify the problem, I need everybody on your sheet of paper, on your iPad, whatever you're writing notes on, to write down one problem that you care about or that you solve currently in your business. Like our digital marketer in the back. Her problem that she probably solves isn't that you don't know how to market. The real problem is that businesses are struggling in creating revenue opportunities, probably through lead generation or client attraction strategies. So through her digital marketing abilities, she will then what? The big promise is I'll increase your revenue. See, it's not I'm just going to help you market better and increase your visibility and expand your brand and increase your followers. No. The byproduct of the increase in followers and visibility is what? Is revenue. So once you understand your big problem, number two is who is the person, not the people, the person that is struggling most with that problem. What I like to take our authors through is they have to create a character. It's an exercise. They have to create a whole character. I want you to give that person a name. Trey is a 33-year-old black male that makes $122,000 a year, that finds himself struggling with being able to save money and budget. He desires to be able to live a financially free lifestyle, but he has a high salary, but he doesn't really know where his money goes. But he wants more, and because he's living paycheck to paycheck, he's not able to really experience the life with his children, so that it's causing friction between him and his wife. What does Trey need? One volunteer.
Some type of money management system.
Exactly. So the product comes once we understand the problem, and then once we understand the person. Because now I'm saying, Trey, hey, I'm Kyle King. I noticed, on our sales call, you talked on the form that you filled out. I noticed that you said that you still make $122,000 here in corporate America. Is that still correct? Yeah, Kyle. Okay. Talk to me a little bit about the pain points that you're experiencing based upon this. Well, I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. Well, Trey, I have an offer that I think would really be able to not just transform your business and finances, but also be able to transform your own life. You say you desire to spend more time with your children. You say you are having a little friction in your relationship. And you say that's probably a byproduct of finances. Would you agree? Yeah, man, I would agree. Well, how much does freedom and being able to build that relationship with your child and have a great relationship at home, what is that worth to you? It'd be worth the world. Well, we have a $5,000 resource that we would love for you to be able to invest in. It's going to take you through a 6-week process to be able to help you enhance not only your finances, but also help you spend more time with your children and your family. Is that something that you'd be interested in hearing more about, Trey? See, a lot of us can't do that because we don't understand Trey. A lot of us can't do that because deeper than understanding Trey, we don't understand the problem. So once we understand the problem, once we understand the person, now what? It's the process. How you build a sustainable and a systemized business is being able to have a repeatable and not customizable process. What that means is that anybody that comes through the writer's game, I can take them through a specific process and everybody goes through the same exact process. Everybody. I have 3 authors in here that have published books through my company. They went through the same process. And they're all authors, making money, getting speaking engagements, all of those different things. But if I'm working, it's Rebecca. If I'm working with Rebecca and I take her through this process, and then I take Tara Lynn through this process, and I take all these people through this different process, even if they get the same result, I don't know how to improve it. So your process doesn't start when your client purchases. Your repeatable process begins before your client or your prospect even gets to your landing page. This is why. If I'm having a problem with getting people to my website or my landing pages, what is the problem? My content or my messaging. So then I need to build a process to understand what we need to be able to do better here. Okay, let's say we get people on the website, but no one's converting and scheduling calls. Where's the gap? Something is wrong and there's a disconnect on our sites. Okay, we get somebody on the phone, I'm not closing. Well, that means our sales scripts need some improvement. Okay, we close and then they dispute the payment once they get it. Well, that means we need to improve our onboarding cycle and the overall customer experience. See, the reality of it is that where a lot of businesses don't understand is that client experience is much more important than client acquisition. And it costs less to a business to create an upsell or an ascension model. What that means is a suite of products rather than going off and creating new opportunities for new businesses and new clients. So what is the repeatable process that you can take a client and a customer through that you can stand on every day? What is that process that doesn't also require you? Now, the problem with this is that we don't understand the problems enough, nor the person enough, to be able to create a process that works also for that person. Because we have to understand the person, because if that person doesn't operate on email, then what do we have to do? We have to send text notifications. If that person doesn't have the time to get on Zooms all the time, what do we potentially have to do? We have to do something different. So this will allow you to build an automated system within your business that works for you. So now Dom can sit on the couch and the business runs itself without her having to be on calls all day and do all of these different things. Okay? Now, in regards to content creation, because there's a lot of people in here that believe that building a brand and creating amazing content that looks cute is building a business. It's not. You can have 100,000 followers, and I know a lot of people with a lot of followers that don't get any money. There's a difference. I'm going to give you a quick hack to create better content right now. I have taken a hiatus off of Instagram for 90 days. No post, nothing. I haven't even been on it. And our business revenue has skyrocketed. Because I don't need it. Because the business runs itself. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. When you think about your person, what are the top 10 problems that they're experiencing? Or the pains or the challenges that they're experiencing? Once you write down the pain points or the challenges, what are the top 10 frequently asked questions that that audience, what I have on the screen is your ICP, your individual client profile or customer profile. That specific person that we created a character for. What are their top 10 frequently asked questions? Once we understand that, what are their top 10 objections? Why are they not buying? Why are they not investing? Why are they not joining your webinar? Why are they not doing X, Y, Z? What is the reasons? What are the excuses that they're giving? Once we understand that, the fourth layer is desires. What do they want? I mean, not on the surface level, what do they really want in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now? Now, once you understand that, now you reverse engineer it. So anybody want to give one frequently asked question that you get? Yes, sir.
How much the wedding cost?
How much does the wedding cost? In photography. Okay, how much does the wedding cost? Okay, what's the investment? What's your name? Dwayne? Dwayne?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is Dwayne. One of the questions that I get all the time is the cost of the wedding and how can I decrease or potentially increase the cost, or where does the cost even come from? So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 strategies and 3 tips so that you and your spouse can reduce the cost of your wedding. Hey, after those 3 tips, if you're interested in potentially partnering together so that we can figure out how to reduce or what this cost is initially, click and schedule a call. Now you reverse engineer the frequently asked questions for content to speak directly to your market. This can't happen if we don't understand what?
Person.
This can't happen if we don't understand who? The person. So, when you write down your frequently asked questions, when you write down your pain points, when you write down your objections, when you write down your desires, that's 40 pieces, 10 on each. Now you have email marketing. Now you have content on Instagram. Now you have content that you can navigate on Facebook. Now you have potential YouTube content that you can make long-form videos. Now you can chop that content up and make reels from it. Now we have potentially enough content to organize and chronologically order the content in a way where now we have a digital product. Now we have our lead magnets. Now we have a 6-step to decrease the cost of your wedding and have an amazing experience through a webinar. Now all of these different things in a product suite is created from what? These 3 things. But if we're not willing as entrepreneurs to get prepared, then we can be confident, but we're not going to be profitable. Okay? All right, let's keep rolling. So, once we understand the problem, the person, and the process, now it's time to design a lifestyle business. Now, this isn't like lifestyle marketing where I'm shooting my feet and the flowers outside. What I mean, and the mistake that I've made many, many times, and what I see a lot of entrepreneurs make, is that a lot of you are building businesses that don't align with your values. You value family, but you're on calls all night when your kids get home from school. You value traveling, but you have a business that requires you to stay here in Charlotte. You value your relationship with your spouse, but you can never take them on dates because you scheduled a Friday night call, which could have been date night. When you think about what you desire from a personal value standpoint, does your business allow you to do that? I got off social media because it's just not me. It's not me. And a lot of us, will we be generating the same level of revenue if we cut off LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, all of those different things? Would we? Or do you really not know business as well as you think you do? When you're building a lifestyle model in your business, you're saying, you know what, I value my 7-year-old son, and I know that he gets dropped off at school at 7:30. I have to pick him up at 2 o'clock, so that means I got 8 to 1:30 to work. When he's done with school, you don't catch me on calls. You don't really catch me doing anything but taking him to soccer, we're cooking together, we're spending that quality time together. You know why? Because I've designed the business to be what I want. And then I'm able to focus in that time on high-level revenue-generating activity that will allow me to still drive revenue, but also be able to still commit to the things that I want to do. Don, you have a question?
I do. So, okay, so if you do things like that, for example, how you said you don't do social media because that's just not you, how do you go about that if the clients that you're targeting do see social media as being important? So, like, if you're not on social media, you're not posting, and you're trying to find those clients, and they're looking for you, and they value that type of, or they're basically judging you or making a decision based off your social media presence, like, how do you go about that? Because that is important to a lot of people.
Are you saying specifically for me or for you?
Yeah, for anybody.
I'll talk about my journey,
Okay.
right? So initially, and we're going to talk about this in the marketing slide, so that's a great question. Initially, I had to build a business on social media because I thought that building this brand and presence is necessary. One of the next slides I'm going to talk about marketing in a place that can afford you. When I increased the price point from a $297 offer to now a $12,500, and now our highest offer is $52,000. Someone that can invest $52,000 is not scrolling on Instagram.
Right.
They're not. So now I don't need to be there. They're also not watching YouTube videos all day, nor are they on TikTok trying to do dance moves. They're not doing that. They're not doing any of that. So when you're trying to build a marketing campaign, what a lot of people make the mistake, and this is something that y'all may need to write down. There's a difference between users, benefiters, and buyers. There's a difference. The person that's using the product may be different than the person that benefits, and may be different from the person that's buying. So the person for me that is buying is not on social media, so I don't need to be on social media. I need to be in mastermind groups spending $40,000. I need to be in communities with these individuals. When I went on Earn Your Leisure, I'm sure everybody knows Earn Your Leisure podcast. podcast. When I went on there, we made $40,000 the next week. Because now that gives me the validation on social media, but it also is on a platform where people can afford. So you need to market in spaces that can afford you. So let's say specifically for you. You're probably in the digital marketing space. People like that really need digital marketing probably don't have any money.
Right.
That's the truth. So they're probably on Instagram. What you can do if you're trying to build a brand on Instagram, then create a product that they can afford. Build your email list through them. Create a webinar series. Create a training package. Create an ebook, something. Write a book. And then launch that to them so they have $25, they're still getting value, right? And now you leverage them to build your testimonials and your client profile, okay? Then, once you have the expertise, because Dom, if you really knew marketing like that, you wouldn't need to be on social media. You wouldn't. Because now you can go to clients and say, Tom, I know that you believe that you need to be on Instagram, but because of the algorithms, because of what Facebook is doing with their AdSense, because of all of these different things, I have a way that can increase your revenue by 20% in 6 months without using social media. Are you interested? So now, as an expert, when we talk about slide 1 and building being a reputable specialist, now it's up to you to learn other marketing strategies that don't require social media. A lot of us are slaves to what society wants us to be. We think, all of us, that we just got to be on social media showing up. We don't. I was talking to a friend of mine, Scott Leese, last week. He started his company 3 years ago. First year, he did 1.7 million. Second year, he did 2.3. Third year, last year, he did 3.1 million. He has no employees, and he's not on social media at all. I said, how did you do that? He said, quality of work, referrals, and relationships. That's it. That's it. Quality of work, referrals, and relationships. I had the opportunity to go to Heroic Public Speaking. This was a few months ago, and they're one of the #1 world-class speaker organizations based out in Lambertville, New Jersey. Anybody know the company Drybar? Women, probably. The CEO and the founder was there, and her billion-dollar boyfriend. Product designers from Target, all of these heavyweights were there, right? Their business does no marketing. They don't have a marketing department. Their whole business is based upon referrals. So I can't even get in until someone that has went there or has paid $50,000 for their offer refers me. And it's the same thing for every single person. So Instagram, social media, I don't even think they have social media. It's not the only way. It's just the way that we're conditioned. Okay? So when I think about building this lifestyle business, I want you to write your top 3 values and priorities. I want you then to create an updated schedule that aligns with your business activities as well as what you're personally valuing in life. Okay? Once we're able to understand that, now we're able to focus on a few areas. Every single day you need to be creating revenue generating activity. So what can I do today to make money? Today. Number 2 is administration and operations. What can I do to enhance our admin or our operations of the business? We have standard operating procedures on every single thing in the business. What that is like, okay, let's say I want to take 5 weeks off. How do we send emails? How do client calls supposed to sound? What does the script sound like? Every single action that you do, you need a standard operating procedure on how someone else can come in and do that same action without you being there. That is how you build a repeatable process. And then number 3 is marketing and growth. What can we be doing to create visibility, relationships, or growth opportunities? Okay? All right. Do we have any questions? Top 3 values and priorities, and then create an updated schedule that aligns with your values. And then in those 3 areas, so revenue generating activity, operations, as well as marketing opportunities and growth. Perfect.
Question, bro.
Yes,
So similar to Dom, our business focuses on video marketing. And I had a very interesting conversation similar to what you were mentioning last week. Pretty much mentioning how we may need to make some transitions in our business type deal. So one thing I would ask you is, when it comes to video marketing for clients, do we need to start changing up like, hey, you can use this video marketing in this way and not just say like, hey, go through the traditional social media channels, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
It depends on who your client is, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about, you got to go back to the foundational steps, the problem.
Yep.
So if you understand the type of person that you want to work with, they care about just different things.
Yeah.
So if I go to a school and I'm saying, all right, we're a video marketing company, they're like, well, what do we need video for? Well, you need enrollment. And I researched your company, and I've talked to 3 of your teachers, and I see that enrollment has been down for the 3 years. Do you know why that is? Because everything that I've done based upon an audit on your social media, nothing's really getting visibility and views. But we believe, based upon our success strategies and our client success, that if we create a commercial for this school and push it out on the different social platforms, it will increase your visibility and will then allow people to want to tour the school, and then 30% of those people usually would then want to enroll in your program, so then you can fill your next school's year. So if you understand the problem that they're focusing on and how you can quantify that problem and what it means to them, then you hit them with the solution. See, a lot of us try to position the solution before we really know the problem. You have, if we're all doing like consultation calls, talking to clients, understand the problem. You don't move forward in that conversation until you have heard and they have admitted the problem. That's like sales 101. You need them to tell you that, look, we are struggling, we're about to go bankrupt, we don't know what to do, and then it's the best thing when people ask, well, you must do this. Do you do this? And then that's then your opportunity to then talk about how what you do can transform their current situation. Does that answer your question?
It does, yes. Appreciate that.
So once we've done that, now it's time to grow the LTV, the lifetime value of your customer. The lifetime value of your customer, I'm going to give you a direct example that I'm sure everybody can understand. Let's say in the morning tomorrow I go to Starbucks and I spend $8 on a cup of coffee. And that's the last time that I go to Starbucks for the rest of the year. What's the lifetime value of that customer? $8. Okay? So let's say I go tomorrow and I spend $8, but then I gotta get the smoked Gouda sandwich for another $5, so that's $13. But then I see like a little cup for $20, and then all of this then comes out to be $50. And then I stop going. What's the lifetime value of the customer? $50. But let's say I go to Starbucks every day, Monday through Friday, and I spend $10 a day, that's $50. Let's say times that by 4, that's $200 a month. Times that by 12, what's the lifetime value of that customer? $2,400. How are you increasing the lifetime value of your customer? What I mean by that, I'm going to give you a direct example. So somebody can buy a $20 book. They can learn the process of writing their own and how they can leverage their story to be able to scale their business, et cetera, et cetera. It's $20, right? They get into our pipeline. Then number 2 is that they can they can invest in a $297 masterclass. It's a 6-video series that pretty much talks about the different chapters, but I'm explaining things more in depth. After that, then they can invest in a $1997, so $2,000 accelerator program, where it's like really detailed, and it's a 12-week accelerator that after the 12 weeks, we put 1,000 authors through that program. They have books, we have testimonials, et cetera, right? But with that program, they don't get what? They don't get Q&A, nor do they get access to people. It's just an on-demand program. So then what do people want? They want access. So then they have to do what? Pay more money. So now that cost is $12,500 because then I'm in that program with them. I meet with them on a monthly basis. We go through the different program. We get their book done. Right? It's $12,500. If you pay it up front, it's $12,000. Over a period of time, it would be like $14,000 because there's an interest attached to it. Okay? Let's say they get to that program, and the reality of it is that I've understood it. So they get into the program, and then they recognize, like, dang, it's a lot of work. Ain't that right, Mike?
Yep.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get this done. You have my help, but you don't have what? Me doing it. So then what do they need? What do they need? Assistance. They have to pay for the $52,000 ghostwriting service. We'll do everything for you. How did I know how to offer products?
The problem person.
Because I knew the person and I knew the problems that would come next. So write this down. Every single solution creates 3 more problems. You go to the car dealership, you get a new car, what do you need? You need insurance, you need tags, you need license, you need tint, you need rims, you need all car wash, detail, all of these different things. Gas, I just got an electric car, so then you got to spend another $700 to get it imported into the wall, and it's like all of these things, right? That's another problem.
That's right.
So with your product, with your person, what are the problems that they're going to need to be solved next? And that's how you create additional offers. And that's how you increase the lifetime value of that customer. Because if I would have just stopped at a $20 book, the lifetime value of my customer would have been 20 grand or $20, right? But now with a $52,000 and a $12,000 and a $2,000, now I've increased my lifetime value to almost 70 grand. Now, check this out. $1 million business isn't just about creating $1 million a year. Let's say you had 10 people that paid you over a course of 2 years $100,000 because that was the lifetime value of your customer. What have you just created? You've created $1 million business model. So now you can take that to an investor or a VC, a venture capitalist, and you say, look, with your support or your investment, with your resources, with our pipeline, we could grow this. But the multiples of this industry are going to be times 7. So now, that's another conversation for another day, but now you're able to validate that you have an actual business model that's $1 million model. I want us to stop thinking about how do I create $1 million a year and think about how can I create $1 million business. And you can't do that if you don't have a lifetime value. So, I don't know where people are in regards to your numbers, in regards to revenue. But I'm going to ask a tough question. It's going to just take some vulnerability. Who has created 6 figures in their business? What I mean is 100,000 or more by a raise of hands. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, perfect. Who's created $250,000? Perfect. 1. Who's created $500,000? 1. Who's created $1 million? Perfect. This model that I'm going to give you will help you up to $1 million with knowing your numbers. A lot of us think because we're making money, the money's our money. But it's not. I'm going to give you 4 steps. This is from the Profit First book. But we've ran it up to $1 million and it worked. Okay? So, you're going to have 4 accounts. 4 accounts. You're going to have your tax account. It's where you pay your taxes with. If you're paying taxes at all. 15% of revenue on a monthly basis goes to that account. 15%. So if you make $1,000, it goes to that account, $150. Okay? Number 2 is your profit account. Your profit account. That's 5%. Profit account is, hey, we need a new camera for the business, or we need new machinery, or we need something. You go and get it from the profit account, not the operating account. Okay? Operating account is 30% of revenue. 30%. 30% of revenue. And then what do you have? The last account is your owner's draw or payroll. That's 50%. Now, when you're starting to increase revenue, those numbers will change drastically. Okay? Now, I'm going to reverse engineer these numbers for you. Where's my phone? There we go. So, let's say that, again, just to give it to you one more time, profit account, 5%, tax account, 15%, operating account, 30%, and then your owner's draw, or you can run payroll through that account, that is 50%. So if you make money, you cook the books every month, and you do it the right way. Only spend business expenses with your business money. It's not all your money. So, let's say this month, a lot of you, who wants to, I need another volunteer. You have to be vulnerable in this exercise. Here we go. What are your monthly expenses? Give me a range, and you ain't gotta.
That's a great question. And I would say about 8.
8,000.
No, about 800.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
So 800. So it's $800. So what would you do? You would divide that by 0.3. So that means he needs to be making at least $2,667 a year, or excuse me, a month, to justify that $800. Okay? Now let's say you want to get paid $8,500. Everyone divide that by 0.5, that means your business has to be generating $17,000 a month for you to justify that you can be bringing home $8,500. Now, I'm going to say this. Stop trying to pay yourself more than you need to, because it's going to kill you in tax season. Okay? For years, my payroll for me was only like $50,000, $60,000 on paper, because I ran everything else through the business, like your car payments, your energy payments, your materials, your mortgage payments. Everything can be ran through the business as a tax write-off. Now the tax codes are being changed now, but understand that you don't need to be making all of this money. The business, put the money in the business name. Now, I'm going to give you a quick hack how your businesses should be set up, and then we'll move to the last slide. Every business owner in here needs to have a trust established. Your business should sit under your trust, whether it's an LLC or an S Corp. Under the LLC or the S Corp, you should be running payroll for yourself under the company. You should be an employee of the company. So you can go to gusto.com and you can get a payroll service, or ADP. ADP, in my opinion, is a bit too expensive, especially for beginning entrepreneurs. But these are different models that you could use that be able to help you grow, so that you can know your numbers. Understand? Okay? And the last thing you want to be able to do in regards to your LTV is, once you understand, all right, these are the problems, you need to build streamlined offers for these people. What's coming next? What's coming next? Now, this is one thing that it took me a while to learn, but it's the reality. We live in the day and age now where people will literally come up with an idea, start talking about it tomorrow, launch a course next week, start making money on the course, and not know a damn thing about what they're talking about. And now they're using other people's money to practice on something that they're not an expert in. It's the craziest thing. What this will allow you to do, and what I need y'all to understand, is that you don't have to be an expert of getting people from point A to point Z. If you are a master and all you can do is get people from point A to point C, then you master that and you run it up in that area. Or partner with people, or invest in your education so that you can then start learning the next step to come. Do we understand? If you haven't built $1 million company, stop telling people how to do it. If you don't have automated systems, stop saying you're a systems coach. If you are not doing the very thing that you say you're going to do and people are paying you for it, it's an integrity issue. Okay? People are willing to pay you with where you are in your process, because people need help. That's right. Okay? All right. Here we go. I got two more. So this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Market in spaces that can afford you. This is my opinion. I don't believe that anyone should be focusing on low ticket offers. You will get to $500,000 to $1 million quicker if you just have $10,000, $20,000 offers. And I've had low offers, I've had membership communities, I've had subscriptions. It is easier to sell someone on a $15,000 offer than it is on a $15 ebook. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen it. I have had more dispute payments on a $37 offer, and we've never had one on a high ticket offer. It's the craziest thing. It's very true. If you are truly an expert and you can stand behind your framework and your process, then you need to go to high ticket. It's quicker. The journey to the money that you want is much quicker. And it just feels better when somebody pays you 10 grand versus like, oh, we got that hunt today. Now, I'm not knocking the hunt, because we have to start somewhere. But if you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're doing, you have your process in place, I recommend that everybody in here eventually get some type of high ticket service. And what I mean by high ticket is $5,000 and up. Something that you can charge $5,000 and up. A system that I use is called Spiffy. So it's spiffy.co or spiffy.ai or spiffy.io, something like that. And what that does, it allows people to have payment plans, financing, etc., etc. Okay? Now, another question that I run into when people ask is like, all right, well, what if I'm around people that can't afford it? Well, then you need to go somewhere else. But a tactical answer is you need to work with a third-party funder that can then give them access to financing, okay? What I mean by that is something that we set up in the company that drove revenue is like, look, if you have a 600 credit score, Rebecca, and you make at least $40,000 a year, I'm working with a company now that can finance your $12,000 package, and you can work out the details with them. Does that sound like, so you want to invest, but you're saying you don't have the upfront capital, so I can get you the financing. With these companies that we work with, they'll give us our money up front, and they'll work out the terms in the agreement with the client. When you guys are ready for that, just shoot me an email, and I'll connect you with some different companies, okay? Again, masterminds, in my opinion, are the best way to connect with people. You know, a few years ago, I had the chance to go to Phoenix, Arizona. Anybody know who Joe Polish is? From Genius Network? No? Okay. So Keith Cunningham, Simon Sinek, Chris Voss. These are the people that were in that mastermind, okay? So go to places that they can afford you, or go to places really where you want to learn. You don't always have to be the smartest person in the room. When I go into places, now I understand y'all make more money, y'all know more than me. Hey, how did you do this? Hey, can I buy you coffee? Can we go to lunch? Be the student, because once people get to a certain level and status, they want to be able to help you. They want to be, but it takes a level of humility that is attached to it. Okay?
Say that again.
Right.
Yes, I know. Like they want to help. You just got to ask the right questions.
Okay.
You got to be humble. Okay? Number 2 is micro communities. Communities like this are micro communities. Like, where are all the other entrepreneurs? Where are all the other digital marketers? Where is your target audience in bulk? Stop trying to one-off clients and go to places where there's already 1,000 of them ready to pay. Another thing that I've recognized, go to places where people have paid to be there. At conferences, I went to Afrotech last year. There was 20,000 people there in November. If the ticket price is $1,000, then you probably have $1,000 to pay me. Maybe a credit card, an EBT card, something. Go to places where people are already investing, okay? All right, number 3 is podcast networks. It's super important to get out there, get your brand out there, especially as an early entrepreneur. I believe that you can't make demands until you're in demand. So if somebody asks you to go on a podcast, even today, like if somebody asked me earlier, he said, I'm just launching, can you come on? Yeah. Help other people, because I just believe in the law of reciprocity. It will come back around, okay? And then the last thing, so marketing strategies. Be bigger than Charlotte. Around 60% of our business is outside of Charlotte. Probably 3% of the business and the revenue that we make is even in Charlotte. I did a mastermind last year in DC, and we had 15 people show up. They paid to be there in DC. And I've never had met any of those people. Go to places where they want you to be there. Don't try to I'm trying to tap into Charlotte, I'm here, why? If they want you in Panama, then you need to be showing up in Panama. If they want you in Texas, go to Texas. Go to places where they want you to be there and they can afford for you to be there, all right? And the last point, and then I want to open up some questions, is automate with online systems. Look, if you are a business owner in this room, and you don't have systems that are running your business, then it's like driving a car without an engine. You will not grow past where you're currently at. So I'm going to give you a quick step-by-step. It's going to be hard as hell to get you and your business to $500,000. It's hard. It's work. It is work. You can get there alone. You will not be able to cross over until you have systems. You won't. To get to $1 million and more, you will not be able to get there until you have people and personnel. With people and personnel, stop hiring based upon proximity and hire experts. When I first started my business, all right, you're my friend, I need you to help me with this, I need you to help me with this, you're a videographer, I need you to help. No. Pay people and hire the right people to run your business. Stop hiring your friends or family to run things for you. That's not how you grow a successful company. Hire experts. Hire experts, okay? And then number 3 is you want to be able to automate with 3 things. So CRMs, email communication, and payment processes. As business owners in here, stop sending people cash out requests. Stop asking for your money on Zelle. Stop. Go to Stripe or PayPal or Square or another service so that you can document your receipts. These are free services. They're going to take 2.3% out because of transaction fees, which makes sense. They have to make their money too. But I believe if you're growing and talking about entrepreneurial confidence, there's a level of professionalism that you have to show up with in the marketplace for people to take you seriously. If I just got sold on a $10,000 offer and he said, all right, just sell it to me, like, bro, you lost me, dog. Like, you lost me. I'm not sending you nothing. You know what I mean? So there's a level of professionalism. A CRM system, if we don't know what that is, that's a customer relationship management tool. What that is, it allows you to track your customers, where they are. Like, okay, this person signed up for this webinar, we have this automation attached to this webinar. Okay, well, this person came in at this time. Well, we notice that this person, they keep engaging with all of their products. All right, this person's LTV, their lifetime value, they spent $65 with us over a period of time. All right, this person's been in our email list for this time, all of these things. When people come into your pipeline, you want to learn more about them than they're willing to give. Ask their birthdays, ask, what their problems and their challenges are. You notice when you go to a restaurant and they have you put in their birthday and then you get a 20% off or a dinner at that restaurant, your business has the capability of doing the same thing if you just run it in that way. So you have to have systems. Now, when you think of systems, and this is my favorite slide because I'm like a systems junkie.
Okay.
When you look at every single when you think of every single process or step of your business, is there a system that is there so that you don't have to work? Right? What I mean by that, when you think of the things that stress you out in your business, are there systems in place that you can use or online softwares that doesn't require you to